What is going on, guys? It is the moment you've all been waiting for. I'm back to work on the Porsche. Working on the roll cage, working on the sunroof delete, and who knows what else. Everything needs to be done. So let's just get right to it. How about that? First thing we're working on is the sunroof delete. This is from Rennline. I bought it through Pelican Parts. Basically, unbolted the sunroof, took all that, cut everything out. You can still see some of this residue there. It was all glued up in there. And then what I had to do was cut the lip along the whole edge so that it's flat, and then wedge this up in there and started doing some clecos. I used this bottle jack and a 2x4 to get the shape back into the roof, because without any of the support, it just wanted to droop down. So it has a little extra curve to it, but I feel like it will droop back into place when we get there. But a lot of clecos. I ran out of this size, and so I'm just going to switch over to a different size. And my freshly made cleco holder right there. Look at that beauty. More clecos, and then I can pull all the sports out and start welding it up.
Clecos! I love clecos. It's just so much fun to say. You're just like, clecos! It's like...
Oh, and Corey just discovered, or I just showed Corey, the nipple clamp clecos. So these things put a lot of force, so if you find yourself a really kinky girl, tell her to hit me up. Whenever you're installing a panel like this, make sure you spray the overlapping edges with weld-through primer, which I am using that stuff here, if it'll focus. This stuff here, which I'll post a link in the description for you to pick some of that up. Spray both sides. So there, and the other side, I got all these riv nuts drilled, and basically we're going to riv nut it in place and then pull a riv nut and replace the riv nut with weld, and it'll just be spot welded, and then that'll be good enough for that panel. So I went ahead and welded all of these holes where the clecos were. Basically what I did was use a slightly larger drill bit, which is right there. I don't know what size that is, maybe 5/16 or something. I just drilled through the top layer and not the bottom layer. And then I just filled it in with a little weld. And you can see all those down here. Boy, I almost just fell over. But it's nice and smooth. There is, I'm not sure how this is supposed to work, if it's a gauge of some sort, but it came out all right. A little bit of hammer and dolly work needs to be done, but not bad. But now that that's done, and it's also nice and solid.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
Did you say clecos?
Yeah.
I fucking love clecos!
So I cut these plates out, which is a simple matter of doing some arts and crafts with your colorful paper, and then you cut it out of some 1/8" steel. And now I'm going to clean up the metal a little bit more and then weld it in. These are getting MIG welded in here, and I may be TIG welding the cage just to be fancy, to show off to all my cool friends who TIG weld all their cages. On the main hoop diagonal, which is this right here, it's a little bit long, so I just got to take a little bit of meat off of her. But this will go there. This will go here, which is going to be a very awkward intersection. And then we're going to do another. It's going to be an X bar. So we're going to go boom, boom. And the reason I say it's going to be a very awkward intersection is because I'm trying to show you.
Do you want me to hold it?
Huh?
Do you need me to hold that?
No, no.
Okay.
It pops in place, kind of.
Yeah.
But basically, these tubes are going to halfway intersect. I don't remember which one's top or bottom. But they're not going to fully intersect. There's just going to be like a little notch taken out of it, and they're going to kind of sit together. Which is going to be a fucking pain in the ass. Let me tell you. It's going to be awful. Can't wait. I'm an idiot.
Oh my God.
That's why you wear proper PPE, guys.
Hey, you said PP.
This is how I stay nice and tan. Dude, honestly, I actually get like quite a tan from this.
From welding?
Yeah.
I mean, I can see it, but it's just funny to have it put that way.
Yeah, when I don't weld for a while, I actually like am
Whiten up.
even whiter than I am now.
Man, I should start fucking welding. Dimes, bro, dimes.
Holla at your boy for them dimes. It has to go there. I don't even know how to fucking start with this. I don't know how to measure it. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm in danger. It made a popping noise, Matt.
Wow. It's like interestingly, suspiciously close.
You're like, I didn't measure that well.
No, I knew they were gonna have to fucking intersect. So if you look right here, you can see how this one's like under a lot of tension, how there's a space there.
Yeah.
Because they're colliding. So I need to take a little half moon out of there of an unknown depth. the old effective trial and error. I'm a fucking idiot. Okay, this is the most complicated main hoop I've ever made in my life. So you can see the offset bend that I showed you earlier, I believe. So instead of everything being vertical right now, it sits like this in the car so that it like sits nice with the window line. And also we have bends here and bends here, so it fits with the curve of the roof, which is, you know, super dope. But because of that, the X brace, I could have made the X brace follow this line and go boop, boop, but I don't want to do that because that's easy. So we're going to have to do this, and then this bar is going to go intersect here, partially intersect here, and then boom to there. No problem, we got this.
I believe in you, Matthias.
I don't. Boom. So I got it mocked up in the car right now with the trusty old ratchet straps. But lower bar is all notched and tacked in place. What I did, so on, let's see, on the harness bar over here, I notched the harness bar itself. On this one, I notched this bar. So they're all sort of wink wonk, weeble wobble. I'm going to add an interesting little gusset here on the front and the back side, I believe. So it'll be flat, and then it'll have a little bend, and then the back side will be flat and then have a bend to go forward, and it should look pretty cool. Bars, boy, got them bars. Hell yeah, I'm hyped on that. That is some fucking fitment, if you ask me. Look at that.
Oh my God.
Another little detail I'm doing is gonna drill all these spot welds or grind them with the little belt sander and pull this little trim panel thing off. It used to, I believe it was somewhere where the fabric wrapped or something, but not gonna be needed, so get rid of it, and then the cage will just get gusseted right to this door edge. So the final bar is about to go in, which is this right here. Boom, just like that. And get this tacked in place, and then see how we like everything. Don't even need to tack it, it's good to go. Now everything's tacked in place, I'm going to cut the old harness bar, brace bar setup out and see what it looks like. And here is the cage with all of the final bars in place. It'll have a lot of gusseting everywhere, and then I'll probably do some smaller tube gussets on some of the corners wherever I feel like it could use them visually. Not really caring about like strength because I know this is already really stiff. Now to start some TIG welds and then start on some gussets. Gonna be fun. But that's all for this video. Stay tuned and we're gonna keep working on this and work on some other fun stuff.